and welcome back to a career deep dive episode on the Spartan Scoop. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about leadership, what it means, why it matters, and how you can start building that skill as a student. Joining me today is Alex from Career Services. Alex, thanks for being here. Do you want to say what you do?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I am a career counselor, so I help students explore careers, prep for job search, do resumes, cover letters, interviews, all the things, existential crises. I love it all.
All right, awesome. So let's start with what does it mean? So we know that there are these career competencies that employers look for, and leadership is one of them. When we say leadership, what are we talking about?
It's definitely not just about being in charge. I think of motivating others, influencing actions, helping a group reach a common goal. We don't all have the same leadership styles either, which I think is
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that it's also interesting that it can change as you age.
All right. So leadership might evolve over time, the way that you express that skill.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it important for students to think about leadership?
I think it's important because employers like people who take initiative. It's important to build trust within your organization, shows that you're adaptable, and then it can just really help you level up in your career and achieve new goals.
Okay. Yeah. So as you progress through your career, hopefully, presumably you'll take on more and more responsibilities and leadership. And so having that skill in mind is important, right?
That's the goal, yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about what this might look like in the workplace, because obviously you're not going to graduate college and immediately be hired on as the CEO of a company, right?
Right, right.
So when we talk to students about thinking about leadership in the workplace, what would it look like for like an entry level employee who's just starting their career?
I think it can look like taking on more responsibilities potentially, especially even on your own. Again, that initiative piece. It can be as simple even as like certain decision making processes that you have to do. And eventually, as you continue to do those activities, your employer hopefully will see that you're consistent and eventually want you to take on even more projects.
Okay, right. So it looks different at the start of your career, definitely,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Do you have an example? You work with a ton of students on things. Can you think of an example of a time when somebody demonstrated that?
Oh, absolutely. I think students are able to do this a lot already, which is great. So this could even be with student organizations and taking on a leadership role, such as like treasurer, secretary, even the higher seats like president, vice president. Um, you really get engaged in some of the like critical thinking skills, delegating, communicating that goes along with leadership. So I think it even can go along with some of the other NACE competencies as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I think about this a lot in terms of athletes as well, right?
Oh,
Obviously,
absolutely.
no matter what position you're playing on the team, leadership is a big part of that. You have to kind of own,
Right,
your skills and things, right?
right, absolutely.
What can students do, uh, either inside or outside the classroom, to work on this skill, to demonstrate this skill?
I think one might be a class project. Maybe that means assessing strengths of your peers and assigning tasks based off of their strengths. Anytime I think about a leader, one that I gravitate toward the style is like positive leadership. So uplifting others and really listening to. I think active listening is a really big part of leadership as well, not just doing, but
Yeah.
supporting.
Yeah, that listening piece, I think, is something that, I see at least a lot of times people leave out. They think leadership is being the person giving the orders, and that's part of it is that you're making decisions and kinda driving the way things are going, but a lot of it is listening as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
know people who are under leaders like to be heard as well. And I think that when you do take in consideration of opinions all around, you'll build trust within your team, which I think is crucial.
All right, so we do this thing on these skill podcast episodes that's called the lightning round. So I'm going to ask you three real quick questions about Leadership. Okay.
Sounds good.
Don't think too much. One quick thing a student can do this week to grow this skill.
Maybe go volunteer and start on a position that is just you and navigating independently all the maybe bumps in the road that arise and challenge yourself to do new things.
All right. Good, good, good. One mistake that students sometimes make when it comes to leadership.
I think we talked a little bit, like, overall throughout this about being the boss isn't just about authority and that, true leadership is about, influence.
All right. All right. I've gotta ask a follow-up. I know this is supposed to be the quick lightning round. What do you mean by influence?
So I think it goes back to that helping others meet a common goal. So I think about, right, influencers. They are influencing you to buy this thing or do this thing. Leadership in that sense is also corralling people to do the thing.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and last quick question. What is one free resource that students should know about that can help them with this skill?
I mean, career services, right? We can help you talk about your leadership skills. But besides that, I think going to the involvement fair is great because you can find out all the leadership opportunities that are available on campus through student organizations, or even getting involved in AUSA and being an influence to the whole student body.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff they can do.
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode about leadership. Be on the lookout for our other ones. We're doing one on every single one of the 8 NACE career competencies so that hopefully it gives a little bit of an understanding of what employers are looking for when you're getting ready to look for those internships and jobs. So, Alex, again, thank you very much. If you want any more help with any of these things, come and see Alex in Career Services.